In this video, I'm going to give you some tools to effectively troubleshoot and spot a student's handstand. The most accessible, I won't say effective, but the most accessible and most common way students are hopping into handstand in a class setting is off of one leg. And what tends to happen when students approach handstand with one leg, I'll show you here, go ahead and come into your handstand prep, is that when we deal with tightness in the front of the hip of the lifted leg, students externally rotate. And there's essentially not that much wrong with external rotation in a standing splits as long as it doesn't hurt the body. But you don't want to approach handstand this way because in handstand, you want the hip squared, right? When the top leg hip opens a lot, it causes a back bend from the get-go. So look, when his hands are down and his top leg is externally rotated, the ribs are out. And what you really want your handstand prep to look like is super hollow in the front body. So look at the difference between this and this. Most of the time when a student is in this position and they kick up, go ahead and kick up into a floppy handstand. Kick up like a regular person. There we go. Nice. This is what happens. So go ahead and rest. You've been there a while. When a student approaches a handstand already in a back bend, their handstand is going to end up in a banana shape. And it's not setting them up for success. So typically when I see that during a class and I want to spot a handstand, I don't have that much time to cue so much. Like when I'm working with someone one-on-one, I'll come up, right up in from that position where they're in it, I'll square their hips by internally rotating that top leg. I'll teach them to firm the inner thighs in by squeezing the outer hips in. Squeezing the outer hips is really important because when you squeeze the outer hips in, it actually engages the glutes, glute med, glute max, glute min, to help you get up. Now, I like to spot from a bit of an angle because I'm small. When I spot from here, from the back, especially somebody who's taller than me, which is most people, I risk them toppling on top of me and possibly getting kicked in the face. So I spot from the side with one of their hands between my legs so that I can reach around and hold their hips. To help them to troubleshoot this sort of back bendy, do the back bendy thing again, where the ribs stick out, I internally rotate the thighs, squeeze the outer hips in, and draw the ribs in. Then from there, I place my hands to their hips, inhale, bend that standing leg knee, and exhale, hop up. Okay, standing from the side, if they feel quite heavy, I can actually wrap my entire arm around and use my chest as a balance point. Okay, you can take it all the way up to handstand. You feel okay? Good. Then if they feel quite light, like Hero does, I can step all the way to the side, take one hand to the front, one hand to the back, help them squeeze the thighs in, maybe even lift them up so that they could push, draw the ribs in a little bit more. And then to help them down, I hold the hips and drop them down. Thank you so much. So remember that it's not just about that journey up into handstand. The prep is so important. You can troubleshoot that banana back in the handstand by making sure that they understand what you're looking for right from the get-go before their feet leave the ground. And then once they're up there, kind of reiterating that as well. So remember to use the 4 points. You observe, are they in that back bend? You assess, what can I use? What tools can I use to help them get out of that back bend? Ribs in, hug the outer hips in. And then you communicate, and then you adjust or spot.